Okay, here we go with homework sheet 7. Okay, question 1, some integers to work with. Now we know from our work before that BODMAS comes into operation, so we're going to have to do the divide sum first of all. So work out what 12 divided by -4 is. Once you get that answer, take away 2. For the second one, -3 add -2, take away -5. So if we're using our little pluses and minuses, so we start with -3, we add another 2 negatives, then we take away -5, and then, well, you can work the rest out. Question 2, you have to decrease £30 by 22%. So the first thing we're going to work out is what is 10% of £30. Then we're going to work out what 2% is. Now the question we need to ask ourselves is, how do we get from 10 to 2%? We divide by 5. So whatever answer you got for the first one, divide that by 5 for 2%. Once you've got that answer there, how do we get 22? 22 is going to be made up of 2 lots of 10, 1 lot of 2%. Get your answer. Remember, we're not finished there, because the question asked us to decrease £30 by that amount. So to finish the question off, you take your £30 that you started with, take away whatever answer you got, and then that's your final answer. Question 3, collecting like terms. Well, I've got 4x here, and then I'm taking away 2x. So how many x's is that you're left with? And then I've got 3y here, and I'm taking away 2y. So how many y's is that you're left with? Please do not forget to put an add or a take away sign in between them. For the second one, it's a bit like the first question, BODMAS. So we've got a BODMAS part to do here first of all. So write the 4 down, we're not going to do anything with that. And then we're going to have -3 lots of x. And then we're going to have -3 lots of -2. So you're going to have another 2 numbers in here. And then once you've done that, the 4 can be combined with the numbers here to get one part of your answer, and then you've got the second part of your answer there. For the third part of question 3, 2 brackets to remove. So doing one at a time, 2 times x, get that. 2 times 3y, get that. Now, remember the negative sign here. So it's not 4 times, it's -4 times x for another answer, and then -4 times y for another answer. Then you just look at these x's and combine them. Look at this y and combine them, and you'll get your final answer. Question 4 is a fractions. Remember, it's a divide fraction. First thing we need to do is top heavy. So 8 times 3, add 1, 25 over 8, divided by, do the same process here, 4 times 3, add 3, to get this fraction. And then because it's a divide fraction, we turn the second one upside down and make it into a times. And if you do that properly, you should find that the 25 will cancel with the number on the bottom here, and the 8 and the number on the top here will cancel to give you a nice simple answer. Question 5, Mr. West cycling this time, the Tour de Aloha. Now he's covered 70%, which is 24.5 miles. So here's the racetrack, there's the start. Oops, the pen's not going to work. There's the start, and there's the track, and there's the finish. Now Mr. West has covered 70% of that race, so he's done this amount. And that 70% equates to 24.5 miles. What we're interested in is how long is the whole race. So, if we know that 70% is 24.5, so 70% is equivalent to 24.5 miles. If we can work out what 10% is, and then that will allow us to find 100%, which is the whole race. Question 6. We have the Rocket Club, who's got the logo shown here. Now again, think about how you would actually go about making this rocket shape. You would have a triangle, which you would add on to the the top of a square, and then you would take away the semicircle at the bottom. So that's the shapes that you need to work on. How do you work out the area of a triangle? Half base times the height. How do you work out the area of a square? L times B. How do you work out half a circle? Pi r squared divided by 2. So all we really need to work out is the numbers which are going to go in here in place of the letters. Okay, what it will tell you, let me draw the diagram a wee bit bigger, is that the whole height of the shape is 6 and the square is 4 on the side and 4 on the bottom. So using these numbers, that should allow you to work out how tall your triangle is and how wide your triangle is. You know what the square is, and then similarly you should be able to work out what the radius of the semicircle is. So plug all these numbers into that big formula and you should get a nice easy answer. Question 7. The Ranger at Gatmurn Dam. Now, it says in the question that there were 750 trout. However, they had gone down to 720, which means they must have lost, or the dam has lost, 30 fish. Now the whole point of this question is we need to work out what the percentage is. We need the percentage fall. So the formula for the percentage fall, or the percentage change, remember, was the change divided by the original amount times 100. So the fish has fallen by 30, the original amount was 750, times that by 100, and that will tell you what percentage of fish have lost or have been lost in the dam. Now you need to do your compound interest questions. So if it continues for another 4 years, how much trout will be left in the dam? So that's 100, take away whatever your percentage is, equals, turn that into your multiplier, 0.9 something, and then do your power on your calculator, the number of years, and then the original amount, which you can work out from the question. Lastly, the zibs, the zobs and the zubs. Now the ratio is 2 to 3 to 4, so I've just set a little table up with the zibs, the zobs and the zubs, and that's the ratio. Now, the question says that on the planet you have 4 million zibs. So there's 4 million of these creatures. Now, if there's 4 million of these creatures, you should be able to work out how many of these creatures there are. Because if the ratio is 2 to 3, right, if 4 million is equivalent to 2, how much million is going to be equivalent to 3? Or in other words of thinking about it, if 4 million is equivalent to 2, how many million is equivalent to 1? Once you know that, you can work out the zobs, and then you can work out the zubs. For part B of the question, after the intergalactic war, the total population had fallen to 13.5 million. Okay, now looking at the ratios up the top here, then the fraction of the whole population that were zibs, where there was 2 parts that were zibs out of, and then if you take the zibs, the zobs and the zubs together, 2 parts out of 9. So the question is really asking you, what is 2/9 of 13.5 million? So what's 2/9 of 13.5? And then repeat it again for the zobs, and then finally for the zubs. Okay, that's us.